will make a podcast entitled Trauma and Scars. Allow you to introduce me, Sakila Najwa, as the host.
I am Sadia Ningsi as psychologist.
I am Naila Aprilia Putri as the resource person.
Maraknya kasus bullying atau tindak penindasan yang terjadi di lingkungan pendidikan
yang dilakukan oleh sejumlah remaja putri di Malang, Jawa Timur yang diduga menjadi korban
kasus ini dengan memanggil sejumlah pihak.
Bullying merupakan ekspresi menyimpang pada anak dalam upaya pencarian jati diri, peran pendidikan di keluarga dan sekolah sangat diperlukan sebagai penyeimbang.
Satu dari 3 remaja berusia 10 hingga 17 tahun di Indonesia memiliki masalah kesehatan mental.
Hello everyone! Welcome to our podcast today. This time we have a rather deep and emotional topics. But it's important to discuss trauma and the scars it left behind. We often hear the term trauma, but not everyone truly understands its impact on our life. Today, I'm not alone. We have Naila, who will share her personal experience with trauma, and Sadia, a psychologist who will provide a professional perspective. Hello Naila, how are you?
I'm good. Although honestly, I get nervous because the topic is quite personal.
Thank you so much for being willing to share today. Sadia, how are you?
I'm good, Sakila. This is such an important topic, so I'm really happy to be here.
Imagine you have a wound that's infected. Instead of cleaning at first, you just cover it up with a bandage. As a result, the wound festers and doesn't heal, even though it looks fine from the outside. I think that analogy represents trauma and the scars it leaves in our life. We'll discuss trauma and its effect with psychologists Hadia and Naila. What made you interested in discussing trauma?
I am interested in this topic because without us realizing it, research show that 8-9 of you have experienced trauma. But many people aren't aware because trauma is always something small. Things that happen repeatedly can also be considered trauma. I think that's the first reason why it's important to discuss this. Aside from the significant impact, many people don't realize they're experiencing trauma. It's also important to highlight the small things we often overlook.
I also have a personal story about unpleasant past experience that motivates me to delve deeper into the fault of trauma.
If you don't can you share the experience, Naila?
Sure, I don't mean I'm more stable now, so it's okay to share. The first time I experienced bullying from senior classmates, I didn't know what I did wrong, but suddenly many seniors wait me for in the cafeteria and said inappropriate things. That's a bit of the background story.
Wow, that unpleasant experience must have a significant impact on her mental health.
The second one happened during my childhood. I grew up in a family that often had a conflict. My parents often had intense arguments, which made me always feel unsafe at home. After growing up, I realized that the experience made it hard for me to trust people, and I tended to avoid conflict, even in healthy relationships.
That must have been really tough to go through at such a young age. After growing up, were there any pictorial moments that made the trauma resurface?
Yes, there are where whenever my partner got angry or raised their voice, I would panic and become defensive, even though they didn't mean any harm.
Sadia, why do childhood experience like that continue to leave marks into adulthood?
Childhood trauma is often called childhood emotional wounds. Our brains record those experiences as a defense mechanism. So even when the environment changes, our body and mind still react as they did before.
Thank you so much for sharing that experience. I think many people have felt similar things, whether at school or within their families. I want to asking, when did you finally realize you were experiencing trauma, or did you know for the beginning?
I didn't know it was a trauma at first. I only realized it when I start studying psychology in college. The effect I experienced turned out to be trauma. It was during my psychology studies that I became aware.
Aside from romantic relationship, what other impact did you experience for the trauma, Naila?
I became very afraid, to be honest, when there were problems, because when I was a kid, every time there was a problem at home, it always ended in chaos, and now I tend to keep everything to myself.
Wow, this must be exhausting thing. Keep everything to yourself.
That's a very common reaction. Trauma makes you tend to develop defense mechanisms like avoidance or avoiding situations that cause trigger pain.
If not addressed, can trauma have long-term effects on mindset?
Absolutely, it can affect thought patterns, behavior, and even overall mental health.
Sadia, for someone experiencing trauma like Naila, what's the first step they can take to start healing?
The first step is to acknowledge and accept that we have trauma. Don't underestimate your pain. Seek support with her from friends, family, or professionals like psychologists. Leslie learned grounding techniques to cope with flashbacks or student anxiety.
Can you give an example of a grounding technique?
For example, the 5 4 3 2 1 technique focus on 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can hear, smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This helps you return to the present moment.
Naila, after hearing Sadia tips, is there anything you'd like to try?
Maybe the grounding technique. I often feel anxious for no clear reason, so that seems like it could really help.
Imagine people out there who don't have this understanding. What are the consequences of not knowing?
The most obvious consequence is confusion. Many people might feel unpleasant effect and wonder, why do I feel this way or why is this happening to me? Without realizing that there may be underlying issues related to past or even recent trauma.
Are there symptoms or things to watch or for?
Yes, there are definitely symptoms and signs. If you feel uncomfortable, it's okay to consult a psychologist to make sure whether or not you're dealing with trauma. In general, symptoms can be divided into two categories. The first is intrusion, where you experience sudden and unpleasant thoughts or memories related to trauma. The second is avoidance, where you unconsciously avoid things that remind you of the trauma.
What reaction occur when someone experiences trauma?
There's something called a response where we don't remember the memory, but our body stores it. For example, some people suddenly flinch when touched or feel comfortable and immediately protect themselves when approached unexpectedly. Things like that are usually unique for the trauma we've experienced.
So, can I conclude that there are hyperarousal, avoidance, and bad memory effects? I'm curious, is there always such a response, or might someone try to fight it or just stay silent, not knowing what to do?
Yes, that's very possible, Sakila, because if someone takes active step to avoid the trauma recurring, their response can be very different from one person to another.
So what you call hyperarousal feels like there's a fear in your chest that won't go up. It's quite intense and exhausting. I use it to try to channel it into productive things. But I realize that it can't continue like that. I needed to achieve myself with that high level on intensity.
So we thought let us downplay the problems we experienced earlier, but that doesn't mean we have to dwell on them either. What's important is to be aware that okay, I am experiencing something like this and maybe it will affect me. Once that awareness comes, it's important to access professional help.
The final stage of the trauma cycle is when we become better individuals, no longer living in fear but taking control of our own life. We truly live, not just survive.
Oh, it turns out you still feel hurt about the trauma and in the past, according to Sahia, Naila, action are like this, or are they any suggestions for recovering from the trauma and her past?
Of course, there is so far now, Nila. You try to come out to help forgive yourself and enjoy living a better life. even though it is difficult for you to get out of the fear zone from this problem.
The solution we have to do is
Provide support and so that friends and family care so they can feel safe again.
what are some tips for maintaining mental health?
Understand and express emotion, healthy, maintain regular sleep patterns, do physical activities, socialize with friends, reduce excess social media.
Do you have a message for people who bully?
So for other people out there, stop normalizing bullying anywhere and anytime because it's a bad thing for someone. It's really not good for mental health, and for me, I hope I can forget about these things that made me traumatized and hurt.
So the solution of this podcast about trauma and the past is that it is important for you to understand that trauma affects mental health, but with proper treatment, recovery can be achieved. Therapy and counseling are the most effective steps in overcoming the impact of trauma and maintaining mental health. And don't forget support from family and friends for communication to help the healing process is ultimate important to continue breaking down the stigma around mental health so that more people feel comfortable seeking help and talking about their experience. Healing is not about going back to the way things were but become a stranger and without passion.
Pain is part of growth. Don't be afraid to face what you experience.
Overcoming trauma is not about forgetting but finding ways to cope with it. Mental health is not a state of weakness, it is the courage to keep going even though it is difficult.
Thank you so much, Naila and Sadia, for this amazing discussion today. Trauma does leave a scars, but that doesn't mean we can help and live better life. For those of you who are struggling, I hope this conversation provides a bit of hope and guidance. Don't forget to follow this podcast for the next episode. I'll see you next time.
Bentuk banget ini otak udah ada di sini sekarang.
Nggak, itu kan jawabannya buat
Aku sebagai apa sih? Sebagai narasumber ya?
Iya, narasumber.
Yes.
Iya.
Buat ramen.
Iya. Yes, today, this time we have a reader. Ada bayi sih. Oh. And still important things that build up the background story. Oh my god.
Yeah.
What is
over. Sampai hujan-hujan. Iya.
Capek banget video.
Sekian, terima kasih.